Hello fellow survivors and welcome back to Misery. With me Zach, we are here on day 4. We've survived a little while, doing fine. So far it's just Interloper with a little less carry capacity and that's about it. But it's gonna get worse, oh so much worse. So today we're gonna go to the gold mine and hopefully the summit as well. And we're gonna loot as much as we can because this one really is about looting as much as possible. Because there are very many different ways you can really conquer this mode, and one of them is to play it like you would interlope and hunt and this sort of thing, but you don't have to do that, so there isn't really an urgency to get the bow in my opinion, particularly because this is also a very, very cold world, so if you craft all the bear coats and stuff, you can barely move if you have that, and you are not going to be very warm, although it does help to warm you up, of course. Now, there's a lot to say about this mode. Hope you enjoyed the first episode. Today we're going to talk a bit more about it, and I'm going to break down more about what we're going to do. And we'll see, maybe we'll get another affliction today. It depends on how long we survive. Now, all that being said, we need to go to the... we need to go up. We need to go to the gold mine. So we're going to climb this rope. Oh yeah, it's a blizzard outside. That's okay, we're going to go anyway. Because I don't want to stick around staying too long. We can just climb and recover some health at the minus falling. I'm not really in a hurry. As long as we have food, I'm not in a hurry. Oh, look at this poor soul. Up we go. I'm fully rested, so this climb should be no problem. I could have waited the storm out, but I'm happy to just get to minus folly really. We can rest there before we continue if we want to. We are going to take a break here though at this ledge. There we are. And the thing is that this mode just gets harder and harder and harder, and actually between this episode and the last one I've learned a little bit more about it in terms of its details based on community feedback. So remember how I said the world is really cold? I mean right now for example it is minus 69 degrees. It's a normal day in Pleasant Valley I guess. And that's because normally on Interloper the world gets colder by 20 degrees in 50 days, so increments across 50 days, the world gets colder and colder and colder until it's eventually 20 degrees colder, and then it stops. Here, supposedly, that happens over the course of 3 days. So it basically increases, you get colder by 7 degrees or so per day until you reach day 3, and then it's just set like that. But I'm pretty sure the base world is also colder because when you spawn it's really cold. And if you got really good gear on day 1 you're still cold. Because an Interloper, if you spawn in Pleasant Valley on Interloper and you go for the plane crash like right away, you probably will get good enough clothing to be warm for the first few days of the game. Same with Hatchet Valley. Gosh, this is like zero visibility, is it? So I think they've set the world to be a little colder on average as well. There should usually be some saplings here. I'm gonna grab the sticks also because we will get more coal in the mines. I'm gonna grab all the sticks I can. It's up there on the right, but I'm just gonna check here quickly because there's saplings here. Now I have noticed that the loot is a little bit less than Interloper, but it's not quite as hard as Nogoa. So in Nogoa, when no one gets out alive, the custom difficulty, all the loot is set to minimum, including the plants and stuff, and also containers have a very high chance of having no gear in it. And because of that, when you go and find saplings, very often they are cut down already. So there, for example, there are 3 saplings. If you play on a Goa custom difficulty, it's very likely you get there and there's only 1 sapling, or maybe 2. Hey, sewing kit. So that's a bit different. So the loot is a little bit easier than the hardest difficulty on custom. A little bit easier. I don't think there are any cattails here, so we can just go by. That's my hypothermia and stuff. Fine. There's our maple sapling. There's always maple there. And there's a cave, then there's minus folly, and we'll stay there to warm up. And there's actually a strategy to this, so you could do foreseeably to survive a long time, not forever, but a long time. Sorry, I said more this way. My bad. How many? We need one more of these, do I? Let's grab some. What you could do is you could hoard all of the non-degradable food items you have with vitamin C, which is primarily cattails. And there are about 2,000 cattails in the game. More now with the far range. Probably close to 2,500. What you could do is you could grab as many of those as you can and just store them. Try not to eat them. I've already eaten some, but try not to eat them until you have to. And then when you reach the late game, you can just try and survive on these cattails for as long as you can. You just hoard as much wood as you can. You stay indoors and eat cattails and water. You can pass time pretty much until cabin fever kicks in. Then you go out and you make a fire in a cave, sleep there for a day, and then you go back. And then you should be able to survive for quite some time. With the current state of the cattails in the game, it is possible to survive well over 500 days on cattails alone if you use a starvation tactic. However, in misery mode, you of course can't use the starvation tactic. I mean, you could in the beginning, but eventually you heal too slow, and eventually you have no health regeneration. And when that happens, you definitely can't starve your character. If you starve your character, you're going to take way too much damage. So you can't do that. But you could survive a while on just hoarding cattails and that sort of thing. But it wouldn't sustain you forever. Eventually you would run out of cattails. Then you still have things like birch tea for vitamin C. But to sustain yourself forever in this mode, you have to hunt frequently. So in the early to mid game, or maybe in the beginning of the late game, you don't have to really hunt with the bow and all that stuff. When the late game, eventually you'll run out of cattails, that sort of thing. You need to get food from snares, from hunting deer, from hunting moose, and also fishing for vitamin C. You can't survive on the way you usually do an interloper, because the meat will eventually get ruined, and because it's ruined, you have a risk of food poisoning, and that will eventually you'll take damage from it. So that's not feasible. We'll have a look here in a second, but I need to go in and warm up. Oh yeah, this is the Anglers box. Alright. Okay, here we are. How's our clothing looking? Cold. Cup of coffee, nice. What else we got in here? Shoes. Spray paint, I don't think we need that. And we should really sleep in here. For now we can do this, but we'll probably switch back. Let's actually sleep here for like 2 hours. We'll warm us up, and maybe the blizzard will end, and then we can go back out there. We don't have very much health, but I don't think it's going to matter. There is, of course, hey, combat pants. Nice. Need repairing though, but now we have 2 of them. That's kind of neat. Let's actually grab some curtains as well, because we can repair the combat pants that way. And I probably will stay here for the night, or not here, but in Foreman's Retreat. Okay, the blizzard is subsiding. We got wood. I'm going to pick all the stuff up. We're not going to take all of it though, because it's too heavy. Checking around here. Sometimes there's a hammer here. We have a hammer already, but okay. Let's check here. And there is an affliction you get before broken body. So based on the few players that have reached the broken bodies so far, because a few people have made it to day 50 and such like that, so as of this recording, and they all said that broken body hits in on day 46, which sounds about right. When I did playtesting, it was on day 36, but then I told them that I think I didn't tell them to delay it, but they changed it. I'm sure it's fine that I say that. I think it was to space things out a little bit more. And I didn't exactly know how much they changed it, but now I believe it is day 46. I thought it was between 40 and 50 somewhere. So on day 46 you get the final affliction, the broken body affliction, which means you take double damage, and you also you also don't heal anymore. But before that affliction hits in, you can get another affliction. I forgot the name of it right now. That I think it's Haunted Mind, I think it's called. Where you sleep. You don't sleep very well. You can only sleep 7 hours at a time. And you heal much slower than normally. You basically get the dead world regeneration, so you heal very, very slowly. So that means that pretty much any point from now until day 46, right now we're on day, is that the bear? Yeah, the bear is out. Now we're on day 4, and then we got 42 days before the final affliction, but only the first and final affliction are static. They always arrive on day 1 and day 46. But the afflictions are in between those, the 4 afflictions in between, can arrive at more or less random intervals. So that means that it's possible that right now, on day 5, for example, I can get the affliction that causes me to sleep less and also heal slower. And if you get that now in the early game, that's a little bit of a bummer. That's going to make things harder. I'm not going to take all this stuff. I'm just picking up right now, but I'll take all of it.
Right about now.
Shoes, work boots are the greatest. We will pick up clothing, but the clothing isn't as important as in other difficulties. Where's the recipe? Is it here? The rest, we don't really need the recipe, but it should be around here somewhere. Is it here maybe?
Surrounded by snow.
What's it called? There it is. Ranger stew. That's the one. Blair. Sports vest. Let's not lose our well fed bonus. Old bedroll. Another sewing kit. Alright, so let's eat some food for starters. Don't have a can opener, so I'd rather not eat that stuff. I'll eat a potato for one. I can always make some porridge. In fact, we should probably... We got a lot of wood. So probably a good idea to start a fire. Oops. Not stim, no. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. We should make some more water and make some porridge and stuff. So let's do that. Go. And we can just kill some time, get some resources, sleep until next day, and then we keep going to the gold mine. And I'm playing it a little bit like Interloper now, where I kind of like, I'm using my health as a resource, then I'll heal back up. And of course eventually you can't do that because you get no health regeneration. But it's fine for now, but of course there is a risk that I get that other affliction, which reduces my sleep. And that would be very bad. There are 2 skillets. I'll take that instead of this can. I might carry the can actually. Oh, I can't make, of course. I can't make porridge because I don't have the pot yet. Okay. While this is cooking though, 45 minutes, we can maybe repair something. Combat pants, for example. Takes 30 minutes. Let's repair it. It does help a little bit, but we're never gonna get like a proper buff to it, really. Work boots are great. And then driving gloves are marginally better. We don't really care about the temperature too much. There we are. These are better if repaired. We can harvest these, but it takes forever to do it, so I think realistically we're going to drop these shoes. Wow. The leather shoes actually give more water resistance than the work boots? Really? Huh. Interesting. This is even better. Well, we'll see. We'll drop them in here. Maybe come back to them. Drop the jeans. I think we'll wear the driving gloves for the moment. Okay, cook potato. Let's cook another potato. I need a few more torches. Yeah. That's good enough for now, I think. Maybe one more. Alright, let's also make some rosips.
I'm starving.
The meters are draining a lot faster than on Interlope, that's for sure. Okay, let's make some more. We need more water, really. Make some more rosips. There we are. Potato cooked. Another potato on there. Okay, let's try again to repair these combat pants. Yeah. More water, please. 15 minutes already. I really wish we had a can opener because I really want to open these cans, but what are you going to do? Let's eat the granola bar. Carrying a bunch of salt, which I don't need to carry around, to be honest. We'll keep it now, though. We're going to drop all of our saplings. We don't need to have them on us. We don't need a sewing primer, I don't think. A bunch of teas. I should actually probably drink some of these birch teas. We can do that so I can heal back up while we still can heal. 7 minutes already. Okay. Let's do almonds dressing then.
I need to find a place to rest.
I'm gonna sleep here for the night. Potato. And let's just make a tea. Another rosehip. Pies could be good to make, so we should keep some rosehips for that, but I'm not too worried about it, really. There's one coffee we picked up that we can heat up to level even further, but I don't know how much it really matters. Okay. Here we got good. So I'm gonna make another half liter of water in each. And repair the combat pants again. Come on. Okay, we failed twice. Need to house the ptarmigan meat. We don't need the feathers. As usual. Am I carrying feathers around actually, or did I leave them behind? I left them behind, didn't I? No, never mind. This is the first ptarmigan I caught, that's right, yeah. Let's also put this to cook then, the ptarmigan. 8 minutes. And let's try repairing again. We don't have to have it in high condition, but it just helps a little bit. Okay, we're approaching the end of this fire. Eat ptarmigan meat. Alright, we'll do some inventory management when we wake up. We do need to eat some more stuff though. We can drop our ptarmigan. The insulation would be good, but we don't really need it, I guess. Let's drink some more birch tea so we can heal back up. We'll do some inventory management when we wake up. Birch tea still works all the way until broken body, so birch tea is king for a little while. And you can get a lot of birch tea here in Ash Canyon as well. Okay, we're nearly at full health. Isn't that great? We're heavy though. We're going to leave this stuff here. Let's put a little note like
God, I'm starving.
Woman's retreat. X9 bee saplings. X9 M saplings. Misc boots and things. Yeah. Okay. Let's
Sandpaper.
let's eat something and let's gonna eat the potatoes, I think. I really want to eat these cans, like I really want to eat them. The salt also weighs a little bit, but that's not really the main thing here. What can I leave behind, if anything? Carrying 2 skillets is fine. Drop our torch. I don't need the can, at least not for now. Maybe later. Medicine. A little bit too heavy. It's a bit annoying, so heavy. I think I'm just going to be heavy, to be honest. I think I'm just going to be heavy. Let's eat. I might though eat one of these peaches because they weigh a lot. But not right now. I'm just going to go out now. Alright, so we're nearly full health, which is good. What's our, why do we have a thing? Oh, sprain risk, that's why, okay. Okay, it's cold out, but we're okay. I didn't sleep all the way, so I could sleep a little bit longer over here in Foreman's Retreat. See if the weather improves and get a little bit more rested for the journey, because the journey to the mine is pretty long. Let's try and not get sprains. I discovered or learned a few more things about the afflictions as well. Some of it was changed thanks to my feedback, but I need to... I'll tell you about that when the afflictions happen. Without going into detail, I playtested this mode quite a bit in early access, and I gave a pretty lengthy report to the developers about it. I'm not going to go into what that report said, because that's probably confidential, I would assume. But suffice it to say, the idea was that the mode was meant to always kill the player. And I basically said, in simple terms, I said, I think the mode is too easy. As in, it's not too easy as such, but I was pretty sure that people could survive it. And there is actually someone who's already survived 100 days in this mode. I think he said the last 20 days was spent just hibernating. So I got the impression that the goal was to reach 100 days and then just leave it. But I know that as a result of the feedback I gave to the developers, they did make the mode even harder than it was in playtesting. They added some things to make it a little bit tougher. They could have made it even tougher, but I gave them a list of suggestions and I said, I don't recommend you do all of these things, because then you'll make an absolutely brutal mode that probably won't be fun to play, to be honest. But here are some suggestions you can do to make the mode a little bit harder, and I know that they used some of my feedback to improve the mode. Little things, mostly. And of course it's nice to know that my feedback mattered. That's nice. I'm also glad that they decided to go a route with this mode where the mode is meant to be very difficult and most people will not survive, but there will always be someone who can conquer the whole thing. And when I playtested, I got the impression right away. I thought, this is really hard. I can think of at least a handful of people who will master this mode and survive forever. Because if there are people who survive hundreds of days in the custom Nagoa difficulty, there are people who survive 500 days in As the Dead Sleep. And if there are people that can do that, then there are people who can conquer this mode and survive forever in Misery. The difference is that surviving forever in Misery requires that you're on a knife's edge all the time in the late game. Once you get the final affliction, like a single mistake could severely impact your run or maybe even end it. Something as simple as like taking a little bit too long to light that fire, or getting a sprain or something like that is enough to just end the run. Okay, I was going to go in that cave that's over here to warm up. I think I will instead make a fire over here, because there's also rabbits here. So I can get some rabbit meat in me to sustain the well fed. And just make a fire instead to warm up rather than the cave. There isn't much in the cave. I mean, there's some coal and stuff, but we don't really need to go in there. Not really. But yeah, we're going to do what we can in this mode. I'm going to try and survive as long as I can. I can picture certain strategies to survive forever, but it requires a lot of maintenance. And that's what I like about this mode, that if you do want to survive forever, which is possible, but it's very, very hard, much harder than Interloper. But what I do like, I think the very creative choice by the developers with this mode, oh, no rabbits today, is that they use the sour stomach affliction, which we will get later, where you can still get food poisoning. It basically removes the cooking level 5 buffs, so you can still get food poisoning from any item that would normally give food poisoning, which means you can no longer hoard meat and store it outside your base like you do on Interloper. Ketchup chips. How warm am I in here? Not warm enough. Okay, I'm gonna start a fire here. I have a mag lens, so might as well use the mag lens. I don't know why not. So I like that this mode is sort of, it removes a lot of the things for you that you wouldn't do on Interloper, like particularly food storage. You can normally, on Interloper, you can kill a bear and then you put a bunch of the meat outside your base and it gets ruined. So what, you're cooking level 5, so who cares, you just eat it anyway. But now you can't do that because it basically negates that it gets negated with a certain affliction. So you have to maintain a lot more. Let's put some teas down. Let's do this and let's cook that. Okay. Let's just... Is it really not... Okay, I'll put another piece of... Oops, I was meant to put 1 coal on there, not 2. Oh, go. That's okay. I don't want to take more damage than necessary. Why can't I? Is it really that slopey? That's a quote for you. Is it really that slopey? Looks like it is too slopey. I'm going to right click all of these. Oh, that's too far. This resets the cooking timer, but also makes sure they don't burn. And then we have some teas we can drink for the rest of the journey. Oh, I'm almost losing my well-fed bonus here. That was very close, a bit too close. I think I need to open these cans and not really... They waste so much, they do. They weigh an absolute ton. And I'm just going to smash open, forgo some of the calories. You don't need to optimize it that much. 27% was lost. But they waste so much for what they give. It's not really worth it. Okay, let's pass time here. Do one more tea. I think that's it for that. Water-wise, we're good. Okay, we're gonna eat these peaches. And now we're gonna go as well. Let's grab a torch. Let's get a good torch and go from there. Yeah, that's good. And then we're gonna take all of this stuff. Now it's the weather's still good traveling weather. It's still heavy though, but only marginally heavy. But it's still gonna be cold, you'll see. Like it's still minus 28. Like we're on day 5. Day 5. It's noon. It's still, and it's sunny on day 5. And it's minus 28 degrees. That's how cold it is. And we have plus 12% warmth bonus. If this was Interloper, or rather, let me rephrase. If I now had like the best gear in the game on that you can get on this difficulty, which is basically Interloper gear. So I had a warmth bonus of plus 30. Let's say I had plus 32 because I chose to have double insulation and that sort of thing. Plus 32. Then it would still be minus 8 degrees. Right? And that's okay. Well, at least then you could go outside. You could. And you wouldn't be that cold. And maybe, just maybe in the afternoon, you'd be alright, like an interloper. Maybe, yeah. But, but unless you go that route, it's way too cold. It's so cold. But if it is the case that the weather does get colder by 20 degrees in 3 days and then it stops, then you could foreseeably go the warmth route and get double bear coat and all that stuff and just get as warm as you can. And what's going to happen basically is that when you go out, it's going to be really cold all the time. But if you go out in the, from noon to evening and it's still, you probably will only be a little bit cold to the extent that you probably can leave, you can probably travel quite far. So you have to see, really, you have to see how this mode pans out. How cold are you in the late game? Is it going to be more or less like Interloper, where it's cold, but if you have all the best warmth gear and the weather is okay, you can go out and be just barely cold and a little bit warm. If it's exactly the same, yeah, then you probably want to get as warm as possible in the late game. But if it's not, if it's colder, and I do suspect that on average Misery is colder than Interloper. I think they have, as a base, made the whole world a little bit colder. In addition, there is an affliction coming up, which actually makes it harder for you to warm up and stay warm. So all those things combined, I'm pretty sure Misery is colder than Interloper, which leads me to think that maybe I don't have a 5R. Maybe clothing isn't that big a deal in this difficulty, but we'll see. Keep an eye out for matches here. So on lower difficulties you can find matches on these bridges. I drink the rosehip tea. Go on. So on these bridges at the base of it, you can find matches on lower difficulty just laying around on the bridge, under the bridge. On my Stalker run, I found 3 sets of matches in the same bridge. That's a lot of matches. But you tend to only find cardboard matches. And cardboard matches don't spawn on Interloper. And by the way, this is Misery, but I will refer to Interloper a lot because this is basically Super Interloper, and as far as I know, the loot in this mode is basically Interloper. So that's why I will refer to it. But you can actually get wood matches on these bridges on Interloper. It has happened to me only twice, I think, so it's rare. You can find you can find matches on these bridges on Interloper as well. It's just that it's very rare. On lower difficulties you can find it. These days, because the patch didn't come out that long ago, we are still in the early days of the patch, which means that there's also a increased risk of bugs. So when major content patches come out in the Long Dark, very often a lot of bugs are accompanied by it. And they fix these. They usually spend the first 2 weeks or so hot fixing a bunch of stuff, and then over time they polish it and it gets better and better. Oops, screw it. And what's going on right now is that there's a lot of loot bugs. This happens quite often. It's a pretty common thing when the loot and content is updated. And you can find, as a result, you can on Interloper and on Misery find a bunch of loot that wouldn't normally be on these difficulties. So don't be too surprised. I mean, in the last episode you saw me find a hunting knife, I think it was. And obviously you don't find hunting knives on Interloper or Misery. But don't be too surprised if I find like maybe a revolver, maybe I find an MRE or something like that. If I find any non-Interloper items in this run, I'm going to ignore it. I'm just going to leave it behind because those are not meant to be, that they are a glitch. And especially if you're using these videos as kind of like a tutorial or guide. Let's see if there's anything here. Hey, there is Stone Lantern. This is a secret little area. It's not very hidden, but people forget to look here. They just go forward. They forgot to go here and turn back. So it used to be possible to get a bear coat here on Interloper, but they removed it. I don't care about cooking anymore, really, so I'm not sure I'll take this book. But although getting to cooking level 3 will be good for the pies. We'll see. But yeah, so you can also often tell if an item is unintended if it's invisible. So if you open a container or something and you loot it and it's invisible, instead of like this, here you have a rose zip, right? Imagine this rose zip was invisible. It says rose zip, but there's nothing there. If that happens, probably that was not intended, most likely. So if that happens to me here, you could argue that if something spawns and it's invisible and it's something you would get an Interloper, you could argue that, oh, well, then you can just keep it. So you can, I mean, whatever, you can do whatever you want. But I'm going to, because we're in a game state at the moment where there are loot bugs, I'm basically going to have the rule where if I do find an item that doesn't spawn on the Interloper, I'm going to ignore it. I'm just going to drop it on the ground and say, I'm not going to use this. If I find an item that is invisible, I will also do the same. I'm just going to leave it and not use it because I'm going to assume it's a bug. Unless it's an item that's invisible that I know is always there, like maybe it's an item that is guaranteed and it's bugged out, it's some visual glitch or something. So, but, you know, whatever. Do it however you want, of course. On my main Interloper run, the Road to 500 Days Interloper run, there what I do is I have a rule that bugged items are stored in kind of like a memento case. So in my main base I have a shelf in Trapper's Cabin where I put all of the items I found that were probably bugs, and I keep them. I don't use them, but I keep them as a little trophy of days past of glitches. But there's always a thing when you make videos or tutorials or anything of content that's new, there's always going to be glitches. And I guarantee you that, well, I hope that I survive as long as possible in this run. And I hope that you, the viewer, learn something from these videos. And I also hope you enjoy just watching them. I hope you have a nice time. But I guarantee you that if I make, regardless of whether I die or not, if I make another Misery series in 6 months or maybe a year, I guarantee you it's going to look different. Because a year from now, we will know how long people have survived, what strategies they used, what worked, what was a bug, what was not a bug, and so on and so forth. So when it's something brand new as this, things will improve over time. A bit like Interloper when Interloper came out. Very few people were able to master it, but in time, people got used to playing it. Partially because of content creators, not just myself, but it's streamers in general who played it. And, you know, I learned Interloper from a streamer, for example. So over time, things normalize. Doesn't mean it necessarily gets easier as such, but people learn how to manage it. Okay, so here we are at the gold mine. It's right there. You can get down there. I explain this every time. I'm going to do it again. There's the gold mine. Here's your rope anchor. So if you touch a rope, you can climb down. That's great stuff. But we don't have the rope. So what you can do is you can go over to the rope anchor that's over here. That leads down to Ash Canyon. It's all the way in this route. Show you. Down there, that path, there's a rope anchor. You can take that rope off and attach it here. The only problem if you do that, then this rope anchor doesn't work anymore, so you can't climb back up. But you don't need to do any of those things. You can just go here and goat down. Just go down this slope. And you should be able to get down no problem. You might get a sprain, and that's fine. For now, that's fine. Later, that's a problem. But right now, it's okay. It's a problem later because, yeah, there we are. I'll talk in detail about each affliction as they happen, but I can give the gist of things so that my narration actually makes sense. But you do actually take damage from sprains now. I'm not 100% sure if you always do it, but I think that you only take damage from sprains when you get the joints affliction. So there is that. So that's why sprains now, you can just heal anyway. So it's not a biggie, but later it will matter. I'm going to pick up all of these saplings, not because I think I need them, but it's because I want them stored in the same place. I don't want to go around looking for saplings later. If I need saplings, that is. And I don't know if I need saplings, to be honest. But a lot of saplings anyway. Well, let's see. No rabbits today, though. No rabbits. That's a shame. We'll pick these up. I will probably stay here in the gold mine for the night. So I'm not too worried about getting some cold damage here. We're going to get a lot of birch bark as well. Because there's a massive birch forest on the way back to Timwolf Mountain. At which point we need to manage the inventory a little bit. Are there cattails? I don't think there's cattails here. We'll check this. There's a corpse over here. We don't really need this corpse. But we'll check anyway. Sounds has misclute on it, you know. On lower difficulties, I believe this corpse can have a revolver on it. So there is that.
That smarts a bit. Ow!
I'm starving.
Yeah, you're starving. There we are. Oh, backpack as well. Nice. Anything in there? Nope. It's interesting though how the meters make such difference. So water is not a biggie, but with food, my hunger meter is draining much faster than Interloper. Presumably they've done the same as in Nogoa, where it also drains much faster. And as a result, my stomach isn't full. Normally when I play Interloper, I go around with a full stomach all the time, because you just pick up so many cattails and birch bark and all the found food and all that stuff, so it's really not that hard to walk around with a full stomach on Interloper for quite some time, all the way until you hunt, really. But here it drains pretty fast, so here it's a little bit harder. I'm going to try and preserve my my cattails. I don't think realistically it's going to happen a little bit later. We are going to get the backpack now though, and also of course I'm heavy, and heavy burns more calories, so that's another issue. Alright, we're approaching the gold mine here. There is one little container here. Someone also said that they feel the torches burn faster. I don't think they do. Maybe they do, but I don't know. So just so you know, when I did playtest, the developers didn't tell us anything. They gave some information, of course, so we can get going and have context and all of that. But it's not like the developers gave us a list. Oh, this affliction works exactly like this, and such and such percentage and does this and that. They mostly just explained what it was, and then they threw us into the deep end and said, see how you get on, type of thing. So it's not like I'm sitting on a bunch of detailed information that developers gave me or anything. There's a lot of stuff in this mode for me to discover, and there's only so much I did discover during playtesting itself. So even though I have an advantage over other players, in the sense that I have matches, these are guaranteed, not always right here, but in the mine. I have an advantage over the average player in the sense that I've played the mode for longer because of playtesting. That doesn't mean that I know all the details involved in the playtest, in the mode, because I haven't had the opportunity to discover all of them. And also I only playtested so much, because while I had access to it, I played it with the aim of giving feedback to developers on how to improve the mode. And I didn't play the mystery every day or anything. I have a very busy schedule with work, my family, and of course making YouTube videos. And during playtesting I was not allowed to use that footage or anything. So all the stuff I did during playtesting, that was recorded, but those files are confidential. I can't share them, which meant that it was a question for me, how much time did I really want to spend playtesting a mode that I can't record and make content out of, because if I spent too much time on it, the channel would suffer, because I wouldn't be able to make content for the channel or spend time with my family or that sort of thing. Oh, gosh, it is burning really fast. Maybe it is burning faster. It doesn't really matter if this burns out. I should have maybe lit the fire back there. But that's okay. We'll just light a flare or light it or whatever. So yeah, so as a result, I have played Misery quite a bit before it came out, but I mostly played it for testing purposes. I never played it so far as I was like trying to survive as long as possible. I mostly did different runs to try different strategies, and I brainstormed how can this be defeated and so on and so forth. Mostly with the aim of helping developers out, not so much mastering the mode. So yeah, so this mode, even though I have experience with it, is still partially new to me. Just so you understand the mindset. I'm going to try and light a fire here before this burns out, and then we'll loot all this stuff. Torch, go, go, go. And it's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting to have some experience in it, but also to discover what's changed and what I don't know. I'm hoping to survive forever in this run. Oops.
That didn't work.
Be quick. This is the last attempt. But we'll see. Like I always say, word of advice to new players when they want to learn how to get better at the Long Dark, particularly Interloper, is I always say every death is a lesson. Right? Whenever you die, you learn something new. You learn, okay, that didn't work, or I died because of this reason, and so on and so forth. And this is the same. If I die on Misery, it's going to be because I made some sort of mistake, or I didn't plan things properly, or whatever, and I'll learn from it. Okay, so here we are. We got the crampons. These can actually spawn on the summit, but we got them here. That's nice. This will give us some protection. We don't really need to wear them, but I'm going to. And of course, we got the backpack. That's what we really want. And now we can carry more stuff. It says, wait, oh yeah, plus 10, that's right, yeah. Because we're also well fed. We now carry 35 instead of 25. So we kind of negated the loss from our affliction, so diminished form carry capacity has now been negated. And we have the well fed on top. Basically, that debuff basically removes the carry buff from well fed, I guess. We're going to spend the night here for sure. I don't think we need a fire. We should be warm without a fire. We're still gonna make one and just do some stuff here. Let me also loot. We'll do some inventory management. It's okay that I'm heavy going back to Anglistan. I'd rather not be heavy, but it's okay if I am. But once I decide to leave the region, I can't be heavy because I need to climb. Okay, let's, for now, let's just make water for now. 1 liter. I'll do a bit of management. Let's toss this. Let's get some torches. Need to put some wood on here. We don't need a lot of torches, but just some. Did I loot this? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Bit more. Let's get like 4 good ones or something. 5. I'm not as bothered by torches as before because we can just use a match. And if you survive forever, of course, the match count does matter, but for now. Yeah, there's nothing really to make. Okay. Then we need to eat, so let's eat where we can here. I guess I don't really care about food poisoning because we're gonna sleep off. So I'm gonna smash this dog food as well as this pork and beans because they weigh a lot and I want the food. Let's actually cook the pork and beans though. And if I get food poisoning from them, that's okay. We can also prepare a rosehip. Oh. And 30 minutes. We can eat the pork and beans now. It's good. Water. And then let's just wait. Let's see the one here. The rune torch on the too. Alright, so let's have a look at inventory management here. So it's okay if we're a bit heavy when we leave, but still. I want to take these saplings with me to Anglistan and leave it there, rather than up here. I don't really want to leave anything behind here, other than what I have to. Or what I don't need. I don't need the can, for example. We probably don't need a jerry can, but I'm still going to take it. Clothing wise, yeah, we got these gloves, which are probably, yeah, they're better once they're repaired, and in fact we should maybe equip it and we can harvest our driving gloves. And I got wool scarf, which is marginally better, I guess. 7 minutes. Let's just make a bit more water while we do some management here. Oops. Can we repair the gloves? Yeah. 70% success chance, we'll try. And we failed. What else can we repair? The jersey, maybe. Can repair. Takes an hour. Now let's do it. Alright, sweet. Done and done, and I want to make some rosehip teas. Yeah, let's do it. Only on one. Okay, so let's make the coffee then, because we might use the coffee for the summit. It's possible. I think I'm gonna make all of the coffee that I have, just to make sure that's ready. Oh, the fire's going out. Alright, is there anything else that I need to do? You can drop these to cure, but it doesn't really matter that much. I'll just forget about them also, probably. I think I'd just rather leave them in Anglistan. So we'll put them to cure later. There isn't really much I want to leave behind here. I really want to get the pot, so I can start making more things here. I can make Bannex, I think. No? I need oil. I don't have oil. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's probably it. Is any clothing to repair? No, not really. Really not. Oh, I only have one bandage? Okay, well, let's take a bandage. Hey. Nice. I think we're gonna let this burn out. The only thing is, sprained ankle. Yeah, I might actually read while we wait, because I want to sleep a bit longer. It's a bit too early in the night. I might put on some sticks here. And I don't think I want to make more water. So let's actually read. And I think cooking is more important just because of the pies, but it's not a big deal though. Let's read another hour. We could read into the night actually. We could read this whole thing and then sleep. Yeah, that might be an idea actually. I think I will eat... Let's smash this dog food as well. Yeah, and eat some cattails as well. Good enough. And let's put on enough wood that we can pass 3 hours. So let's do that. Sticks. And then we read this book all the way done. And we're almost cooking level 3. And then we sleep for 10 hours. Yeah. Actually, a good way to check if the meters are different, at least with food, is you go here, and you see the 10 hours. How much does that take? 750. Okay, so sleeping calorie burning is the same as interlope, but interlope is also 750, so that's the same. Okay, so that's that at least is the same. Right, excuse me. All right. Okay, pitch black, almost no calories. Do I have to smash these?
I should eat a horse.
Maybe I should just do it.
Because I love horses.
I'd like to retain the cattails as long as possible. Yeah, let's just do it. I'll lose some calories smashing them open, but the calories is not so much the issue, because we will do hunting at some point anyway. So let's just eat both of these dog food cans. Use some of the carry weight. Make more water also, so if I really want to, I can drop some water. I can hear though that outside it's windy. Let's actually drop like 2 liters of water. And a bit heavy, but it'll be okay. There's some more coal over here anyway. Alright, I'll leave this stuff here. We're not going to come back here. Extremely unlikely. Yeah, so we're a little bit over. We are like 3 kilos over. We could drop some more stuff and climb down the rope over here. But I don't know. I might just goat down. We'll see. You should be able to goat down. What's our percentage health right now? 83, I guess. 83. Oops. I love having a storm lantern. It's so great. Such a cool addition to the game. And now what we need to do is we need to be fully rested for the summit. Which the easiest way to do that is to sleep just before going to Timwolf Mountain. You could do it in Angler's Den. But most likely it will be done in the bunker near Timwolf Mountain. It's likely how we'll do it. But because we have so much coffee, maybe we'll skip doing that. We'll see. Alright, nice clear day. Go. Hey, look, we got an unfortunate soul over here. Okay. Really cold. Minus 43. Oh. All the feathers are down here. I don't think we'll be coming back here either. There's a maple over there. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll go get it. And then we might go down because we're a bit heavy. I look forward to being not heavy. At the moment, it's okay. Might need to make a fire to also stay warm. But let's wait a little bit. Let's see, how was the goating here again? Was it down here? I think it was down here. Yeah, this looks right. Let's go down then. Can you goat it? Yes, you can.
Did I say?
Just in and out. In and out. Ow. Or left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Don't do this when you have the final affliction though. Final affliction pretty much just removes goating as an option. Because you just take too much damage from the sprains. More sprains. So I'm goating down now. But this is not going to work later in the game. So it's good with doing these regions right now. Eventually, when you start taking, when damage loss is permanent, then you just take too much damage going down these things, and it's just not worth it. Let me see, I usually go down here, but can I go down over there? I don't think so. No. Oh, that's the moose. Good old moosey. You go down here, I think it is. Down here. I think it's there anyway. Yeah, I think it's there. Let's do it, shall we? Yeah, it seems alright. Ow! That was not intended.
Ow!
This allows us to get more stuff downhill. I think I do need to make a fire just to stay warm. I am going to Angler's Den. So I can recover health there too, but let's try and stay ahead of this curve a little bit. There we are. Okay, there we go. Let's make a fire here next to this backpack. Maglens. So I goated all the way down. So this allowed me to carry a bit more stuff. It is nice.
Come on, little fire.
Oh, little fire. Come on, Maglens. Light a fire. Here with the Maglens. Using the sun. In the shade. Makes sense. And it's cold, so put on coal. Put on 2 pieces of coal here. Backpack. You have enough water. Let's just make some. Actually. Oh, there's coffee. I was going to keep making coffee, really. Is there more? No, that's it. Oh, yeah. Let's. We don't need to drop our coffees, but can I drop it at an angle? Is that why? Okay, well, let's just do this then. Drop all our peas in. Hopefully I selected all of them now. Do that once they're a bit stacked here. That's more like it. There's like the terrain is too slopey, so to speak. Doesn't allow me to put all of them. Let's wait until we are warm enough. Come on. Yeah, we can make, at this point we can make some more water. Let's map, because why not? Warms up a little bit. Yeah, these are hot. And how many bandages? 2, so let's make some bandages then. And I think we're probably warm enough after that. I think. How many stones? 5 should be enough. But let's grab a couple more, just because we needed to get rid of the moose. Alright, I think that's good enough. Let's just take a torch. Let's get a good torch though. That's good. Take all of these teas. Not going very far, so it should be fine. Grab these rose hips. Between all the rose hips and the raishis and the burdocks and the birch and the cattails, I don't think scurvy will be an issue for some time. But eventually it will be an issue. And that's when fishing comes in. And of course you have birch bark, so you in this mode, eventually when healing is turned off, you can still use birch tea. It's just that it doesn't heal you, but it still gives you calories and vitamin C and stuff. Hey Moosey.
I'm gonna need some first aid.
Where did you go? There he is. Oh, I have 2 sprained wrists? Okay, well. There you go. I didn't spook him? Why not? There we go. That spooked him. That took a while. Slow reaction moves, huh? Let's drink the rose hips. I'm not gonna... There you go. There he is. Drink another rosehip tea. Also cure the pain, I guess. This is one of those rare mechanical things about the game I think is a bit weird. I don't really like that you can drink a rosehip tea and tell it to cure your sprain, and then it doesn't cure your pain. You know, it wouldn't make any sense. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll explain in a sec. Very good. Nice, then we have some birch bark here, and we'll have more birch bark after as well. Try and stay away from this moose. It'd be better if you ran the other way. He's really going pretty far. Get on that. I think it's behind there now. I think we'll be alright, but I believe aggro range is a little higher than on normal interloper, I think.
It's a bit, but I'll make it.
There it is. Just toss another one. Okay, it's in its like animation. Run. There we go. You're going the wrong way though. That's okay. So we don't need to go to Angliston. I am going to go there because I want to store things there. And I want to grab some cattails there too.
That smarts a bit.
It is a bit tempting to even take the river back and get more cattails, but we'll do it another time. Are these still hot? Yeah, they are. Also kill this thing. So what I mean is like, right, so when you drink a rosehip tea, what that basically does is it's a painkiller, right? So let's say you have a sprain and pain, right? Let's say that's that's what's going on. And then you drink a rosehip tea and the game will ask you, what are you trying to treat? And the rosehip can only cure the pain. It can't cure the sprain. but then the game still asks you, right? And that's fine. But then you click, oh, I want to cure the sprain. You drink the rosehip tea, and then it will say, oh, that treatment did nothing. But you still drank the rosehip tea though, right? And the rosehip tree, when ingested, cures the pain. See what I mean? It would be like if I broke my leg and it really hurt, and then I took some painkillers, some aspirin, and then there's a prompt saying, hey, do you want to fix your broken leg, or do you want to take away the pain? And then I say, I want to fix my broken leg. And then I take the aspirin, and nothing happens. Or in reality, of course, the pain will go away, because I ingested the pain medicine, see what I mean? That's a little detail that's a little odd with this game, that they don't have that separation between mechanics. Like if I take painkillers, if I don't tell the game that those painkillers are for curing pain, then the pain isn't cured, see what I mean? That's a bit weird, but I assume the reason it's like that is just because it's too hard to program in that they should act automatically. Oof, holy moly. Where did you come from? Scared the bejesus out of me. It's like, there's a few cattails here. We'll grab these cattails. They'll come in handy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like that just because of practical reasons, that all medicine you take like that is prompted. And the game asks, well, what are you taking this medicine for? But anyway, yeah. Let's grab as many cattails as we can, because cattails are very light. They give a decent amount of calories for their weight, and they don't go off. They last forever, basically. That's what they do.
I could eat a horse.
I don't think we'll sleep here in Anglestead. Maybe we will, but I don't think so. I think we'll keep going. We want to sleep instead in the bunker leading to Summit. And that would be better. There's some tomato soup here. I need to get those. It's right up here. Unless they removed it. Here behind this log here, there's tomato soup. There we are. It's always there.
I'll take it.
I'm getting cold here, but it's fine, I think. We're almost at Angleston. Let's get as many cattails as we can. Between all the stuff we've been eating, cattails, tomato soup, and peaches, and rosehips, I don't think scurvy is going to be an issue. Now, it is possible, of course, that scurvy sets in faster on Misery than other difficulties. So on Interlope it's 20 days. I think on Stalker it's 30 days? I'm not 100% sure on that, actually. So it's possible that they've added in like a mechanism that scurvy kicks in faster. Need to maintain more. That's possible. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten the impression of that though, based on people who have survived like 50 days so far. But we'll see. We'll figure it out in time. In time, this will all be revealed. I think this difficulty will turn into one of those difficulties that only a few people will play regularly and regularly just beat it. And then there'll be tutorials and that sort of thing how to do it, but even then most people won't play it regularly anyway. So with Interloper, I mean, most people don't play Interloper. A large chunk of people do play Interloper, especially now. The portion has increased. But you know, the majority of players don't play Interloper. They play Stalker or Voyager or even Pilgrim. And even less people will play Misery. It will end up being one of those difficulties where it's like, yeah, I get it. I think I understand how to do it because I watch people play it. There's this person or this person's got really, really good at it. And if you just do it this way and this way, then, you know, you can do it. But just because you then have sort of like a recipe for how to do it. Doesn't necessarily mean you want to do it, and even if you feel you can do it, doesn't mean that it's fun. So a good example is the custom difficulty that's the most famous is Nogoa, which I mentioned several times. No one gets out alive, which is like Dead Man, if you've heard of that. It's basically Acid at Sleep, but much worse. Everything is tuned to the max, world's colder, less loot, no health regeneration. It's very, very tough difficulty. It's every imaginable penalty you can have that custom settings allow.
Ow.
Right? But just because you can manage to survive in a really brutal custom difficulty with no health regeneration doesn't mean it's fun to do so. So I did Nogoa as a series. You can find it on my channel. I played Nogoa. I think I had 20 episodes or something, and you know, I got the hang of it. It was fine. I could in theory have survived forever, but I don't know, I didn't find it that fun really. It became a campfire simulator because you had to stay warm all the time, and I didn't really enjoy that. But some people, I think there's flares in here, or fish. It's fish. Oh yeah, okay. You might as well cook these now. That's a lot of fish. Might as well cook them now, and maybe even stay here for the night if that's the case, to get the calories and all that stuff. Oh, here's a cooking pot, sweet. But for some people, that is what they like. Some people really enjoy playing the game in the hardest possible way. And I guarantee you, some people will try and do Misery in an even harder way. They'll do like, you know, outer Misery vegan or something, right? Some sort of self-inflicted penalty where they're not allowed to go indoors, and they're not allowed to miss any shots, and they can only eat vegan food, and so on and so forth. Like people will put some sort of self-imposed restriction on Misery to make it even harder. You can only go out in the blizzard or something. Some people really enjoy that chase of making the game as hard as possible and then surviving it, and you know, that's fine. While some other people are the exact opposite. They want to do it as easy as possible and just play Pilgrim, have it relaxed, no stress or anything like that. Just take it easy, really. And both of those options are fine. That's what's so great with this difficulty, or not difficult. What's so great with this game, that you can play it however you want. There isn't really any wrong way to do it. You want to play Pilgrim? Fine. You want to play Story? You want to play Interlope? You want to play Misery? You want to play Challenges? You want to play with mods? Without mods? Or whatever. Just do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Do what makes you happy how you play this game. That's what matters. That's the only right way to play this game. The way it makes you happy is what's important there. We're gonna cook all this stuff and eat it. See, one thing is that you see this fish, right? It says ruined, 0%. But when you cook it, it goes up to 50%. So you know that. Let's look around here. We got a pot. We could stay here for the night, maybe. We got oil. Yay, I needed oil. And there's guaranteed matches here. And there's actually usually always 2. These ones are always here. And these are pretty easy to find, even in the dark. Because when you come into the door, you just pretty much just go straight. And then hit this, crouch, go to the right until you can't go to the right anymore. And then you just look down and to the right, and it's right there. But there's also often these matches. They're not always here, but they're often there. And you can even find a third set in here. Not today, though. Cloth. And in here, in this drawer, there's arrowheads. 2 of them. There we are. It's one of the few places where you can find arrowheads. I think I will eat a couple cattails so I don't lose well fed. Got dog food, a container, got a bed. And we're going to drop a few things to the store here as well. I think that's it for now. Okay, we're going to drop all our saplings here. So we got 8 birch saplings. 3 maples. Let's just put that in our log as well. Anglers then. There is 8 bee saplings. 4 maple. Arguably I could bring the maple with me. Actually maybe I should. Just because Woman's Retreat, Mountainous Hut, Pepper Cache, there's 1 for the bow. Maybe I should bring the maple with me, actually. Anglers, this X8B exactly. Because we might want to make the sled. I'm thinking. Let's take the maple with us, actually. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll leave one here. We'll leave one here. Take the rest. Harvest our torches. Which really should be... Some people have said, and I kind of agree, that when the torch is done, you shouldn't really need to harvest it to make a stick. It's already a stick at that point. So why do you have to do the harvesting step? You can just do it, right? How long? Oh, it's burned almost. Oh, it's cooked rather. Eat that. Get some oil at it. Let's do the smaller fish first. 52 minutes. Wow. What? We need to make actually the tip up scrap. Oh, this is scrap. Okay. Fishing time. Alright. Fine. Later. What else can we leave behind here? Is there anything else we can leave here for this, like, we don't need now? So we can leave marine flares. We'll leave this carcass housing book. We don't need that. Let's just that's fine. We can leave one of the skillets because we don't need to carry all those around, so let's leave that here, at least for now. We can leave... Is there anything else to leave? Book. I mean, the book is... we can just put down here, though. Yeah. I guess that's it, actually. For now, anyway. The fish will it weighs a ton. Once we cooked it, it will be better. 29 minutes. Okay, is there anything I can repair while we're at it? Just slightly better or worse temperature-wise. So I think we'll just harvest our scarf. Are there curtains there actually? I don't think there are curtains in this. Then no. What else? We can repair, maybe... We need to repair these gloves, but... We can maybe repair the Impress head wrap. Yeah, how long does that take? 30 minutes. Last time, let's eat our trout. This is going slower because of the... You only have one hope, you know? You might stay here for the night. Let's repair the head wrap. Not really any point in repairing it, but we also level up sewing, I guess. Okay, 2 minutes already. Let's eat this fish as well. So now we have a full belly pretty much. I think I want to cook these big ones there too. And we can just leave them outside if anything. I think maybe I should go though, because it's not that bad. Depends a bit on the weather outside. We could actually sleep through it maybe. No, I don't think we'll do that. Let's put one piece of... No, we'll put this on here. How many sticks do I have? Decent amount, I guess. We definitely need some more torches though, because if we're going to face the wolves... But it depends on how heavy we are when we go out there. Oh, wow, these are terrible torches, but I'm just going to take them for now. Okay. 38 minutes, 28, sorry. Do these rosehip things. And we could just cook this.
It's getting kind of heavy.
45 minutes. Okay, we'll do all that stuff. One piece of coal. The food is high quality. We'll leave that outside, I think. What's my clothing? Not to repair. Actually, let's drop saplings while we're doing this. Anything else to repair? I guess there's nothing else to really repair, is there? Not really. Could repair the thermals, I guess. Let's just do it. Let's see what the weather's outside. Okay. If it's terrible, we'll stay here. If it's good, we'll leave. But I think we'll stay here, actually. Yeah, it's terrible. Alright, let's drop the fish. And actually, let's use the fire with the pot now. We can make porridge. Ranges do need level 4, we need carrots, broth. This is what we need the other stuff for, but meh. Friends and family stew. Canned corn for that one. So let's make porridge. Doesn't take very long to cook. They don't last very long is the only thing, but it is food though, so break down some crates. We'll stay here for the night, I think. Might as well. Let me see, were there any other crates? I think there's 1 or 2 more crates around here. Yeah, there's 1 over here. There's also 2 over here. Let's grab the books, actually. Because we can use the books. Oh, what about this shooting guide over here? Well, the shooting guide you can just burn. I mean, you're never going to use it. Another crate, okay. Let's just break down crate. Yeah. Repeat. Make a porridge. Break a crate. And repeat. Put the books on. We can also put on the shooting guide. We're never going to use it. Can't bother to harvest torches. This is really that dark, huh? Seems like it. I don't really want to keep these bad torches there anyway, so happy for them to burn out. One more porridge. How's my water situation? It's alright. Hey, cooking level 3! Hurrah! Now I can make pies. Could I even make some now, actually? To help with the stamina and all that stuff. Let's make some more porridges, though. Porridges? Maybe that's enough for now. Put the book on. This is how the torches while I wait for this stuff. The only problem with things like pies and porridge and all that stuff is that they go off quickly. See, these are already down to 73. So I'm gonna eat some of them now before they start going off. Full stomach. And then this other one here, we'll leave it outside. Because they deteriorate really, really fast, they do. I don't think, though, that the... I think someone... I don't think they can give you food poisoning. I'm not sure about that. Then, I'm gonna change this to the skillet. And now, you see, I can make bannocks and roasted pies because I have oil. And these ones will help with fatigue, so that can help us travel much longer. Take a little while to prep is the only thing. And it's a bit annoying that this is a one hop stove, so I can only make one. It takes like an hour also for it to be ready. We do get 3 of them though. I think there was a chair over here. Break that down. This will make the rest of the journey much easier. You need to make some more water also. We're using a lot of water to make these pies and things. Yeah, let's make another rosy pie. It's an hour, so yeah. And drop the pies here because they also deteriorate really fast, like really fast. Make a note here. Grab birch. To summit. Maybe go climb. So normally, when I take this route to Ash Canyon and then loot the summit, I mean, I don't have a bedroll, so you gotta plan it. And the way you do it is you sleep at either the bunker, which is very close to the entrance to Tin Wolf Mountain, or you sleep in this little alcove. It's kind of like almost like an outdoor cave that also has wind protection. And then when you enter Tin Wolf Mountain, you're almost fully rested. And then you can climb all the ropes without using coffee or teas or stims or anything. You don't need a bedroll. And I was going to do that now, but I don't know if I will do it because we have so much coffee and rosy pies that I might want to just go and grab all the birch I can on the way to Tin Wolf Mountain. And then when it's time to climb ropes, I'll just use my pies and coffees. And then I don't have to rest another day. The downside is that if I go up to Climber's Cave, there is some misc loot there. And there's also cattails, there's rabbits, and some other stuff. But I think we can come back for that if we even want to. So I think, we'll see though, we'll see. But I might just go straight to Tin Wolf Mountain and use my pies and my coffees and use, if necessary, to climb the ropes. Let's just refuel our lantern, our trusted lantern. Yeah, we're looking good. Maybe a couple more torches. Good torches, that's good. Maybe one or two more. If we had rabbit meat, we can also make rabbit pie. Like, that's a terrible torch. We'll light that one first. Okay, let's make sure this actually can be finished, which it can. We can leave the last of the row sips in case we want to make more. How are we looking with tinder? 8 tinder, that's fine. Load of matches, that's really not a concern. The birch, I should have maybe made that. But we also need water. I don't have that much water really. So I think, yeah, let's just pass time here. And let's just make a liter of water. In the skillet, it's fine. That's fine. But it's going to pass time for that, I think. There you go. Grab a torch. Let's go drop our pies outside before they get too ruined. And yeah, and also just make a little note, like, don't forget food outside. I wasn't gonna sleep here actually, but I think we will, because it will help a lot with the resting bonus and all that stuff, and just being fully rested and all that stuff. At the moment when we wake up, we won't be heavy, but after we pick up our food and the saplings, also yes, saplings, don't forget food outside, and take maple saplings. I'll forget, because I might continue this run tomorrow, I might do it in a week, I might forget. So I will be a little bit heavy, but I could always drop maybe, or I'm not sure exactly what I'll do. I don't really need these jerry cans, I guess. Maybe we should just leave the jerry can, to be honest. It is a possibility. We'll see though. Right, let's sleep. Let's harvest this terrible torch. And let's sleep really. I think I'm gonna drink my birch tea also, so I can heal a little bit faster. Helps a little bit. And then we're gonna sleep here for 10 hours. And when we wake up, it's gonna be morning or so. Like late morning. That sounds good. Let's go. Alright. So I had 6 days almost. This is looking good. It's actually a little bit annoying. See, I got diminished form, right? It's a little bit frustrating that down here you have this yellow symbol, because those usually refer to that something is wrong, pay attention and deal with it. I think I would prefer if this symbol wasn't there, because when I see that symbol I think, oh, I haven't cured a sprain or something. But actually it's permanently there now because of diminished form. If anything, it should be a red exclamation point or none at all. I mean, I guess it makes sense that it's like saying something's wrong and it's this, but still it's a little, oh no, sorrow kicked in. Speaking of forms, that was exactly on the 6th day, wasn't it? Exactly, so turn 6. We got frigid bones. So this was one I mentioned earlier. And what happens now is your feels like temperature is permanently reduced. So notice that earlier, I think it said here +7. I think it did. I can't remember exactly what it was. So I don't know exactly the numbers. But it looks like we went down in like 4 degrees or something. Which is another thing that, like, again, in the late game then, if you have all the best warm gear, because of frigid bones and because you can't have cold fusion either, you're basically like 6 degrees lower. So even if you have all the best gear, you're still going to be quite cold in the late game. That's assuming there isn't a base reduction, which I think there is. So this makes it very difficult in terms of warmth, really, because you're permanently colder. You could go all out with warmth and get the warmest possible thing, have double insulation here, for example, and get like 32 or 34, whatever is the highest, and also have the cougar head wrap. The cougar is not going to be on misery. It's not going to be an issue because it's too risky. You have to kill it very early, if anything. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but the cougar isn't in the game right now. As of this recording, the cougar is not in the game. The developers pulled the cougar after some community feedback, and they're going to bring it back with some changes, which is a shame because a lot of people didn't get a chance to try it out. And that's a whole nother issue that we should talk about another time, not so much now. But the cougar will be back, and then it'll be a threat. But for now, you don't have to worry about the cougar. But if the cougar was in misery, in general, you would want to avoid it because it's not worth it. It's way too risky. If you really want to, at least in its current state, I guess you can kill the cougar early. You go and get the bow and all that stuff very early, and then kill it early on and recover from it. If you kill it late game, not worth it, in my opinion. Oh, also this new affliction, frigid bones, what that does is also it takes you longer to warm up. So again, I don't know the numbers. I don't really care about learning the exact numbers, but in time though, I tend to learn them between testing and also from other content creators and other streamers. But it basically means that when you sit by a fire and you warm up, it's going to take longer. When you go inside a house and warm, it takes longer. Which is interesting in and of itself. It's a bit like getting cold in reverse. So if you play Pilgrim and you go outside and the warm meter, it has 3 chevrons, like 3 arrows pointing down. If you go out on Pilgrim and has that, it still takes a long time to get cold. Even if you're very cold outside, it takes a long time before you actually get cold on Pilgrim. It's a little bit longer on Voyager and so on. And on Interloper it's pretty fast. Here it's even faster, it looks like. So the cold alone doesn't determine how fast you get cold. It's also the difficulty you're playing on. And with warmth, it's the same now, because this debuff makes you take longer to warm up. And that means that eventually when you get to the end game and you need to stay warm all the time because health regeneration eventually gets turned off, and then you need to stay warm all the time, right? That means that you have to stop every now and then and make a campfire, make sure you don't get cold, but the campfire will take longer to warm you up. So it's a lot more effort to not lose health in the late game for sure. And that's what Nagoa turned into, a campfire simulator. But this is basically that with penalties. So now we got 2 afflictions, still got 4 to go. I don't remember, I think they're called Sour Stomach. Is it called Haunted Mind, and then Broken Body and Rheumatic Joints, I think they're called. We'll talk more about them as they happen. Yeah, now we got 2 afflictions out of 6. We're on day 6. That's 5 days. We'll probably get the next one around day 10-ish or so. So yeah, we're on day 6. That's okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the summit. But before we do, let's just save the game. And let's eat some fish also. That. Not great weather. Minus 48, yeah. But let's eat this fish. Why is my water? It's alright, yeah. Go. Alright, let's go back inside. Alright. There we are, fellow survivors. Actually, let's sleep for 1 hour. Warm up a little bit more, and also we get some rest back. Make it be fully rested for the summit. And there we go. Alright, fellow survivors. That was Misery Part 2. Now it's summit time. So that was a gold mine. It was a long trek, but we're still looking good. We got decent amount of food. All meters are full. Our health is decent, but it's getting tougher because now it's even colder with the second affliction. It takes longer to warm up. And I tend to use my health as a resource and then just heal, and I am doing that. And now I should have a few days for the next affliction. But the problem is that if the affliction hits, that reduces, there's an affliction coming that reduces healing. And if that hits while I'm in low health, that makes it really complicated. So I need to be a bit careful with my health. Try and stay above like 70 at least. Because otherwise it's going to be very difficult. So yeah, next stop is Summit. And after Summit, we're going to head back to Pleasant Valley, get our hammer and all that stuff, and then we'll forge. And then we'll just from there either hunt or try and gather supplies for a longer run, really. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. We'll see how it goes. One step at a time in this mode. It's a little bit different in Interlope where everything's predictable. Here there's some randomness involved, and we got to figure out the game plan, and it might not be as easy as we think. In fact, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very hard. But yeah, that's it, survivors. See you next time. Bye bye.